Well, we can't go too much further in our conversation here without talking about
bring it up. Go ahead.
Talking about the fact that you got a DUI. What can you tell us about that? What are you willing to tell us about that?
I can only say that it's in the courts. It's a court case right now. In fact, I haven't even gone to court. I don't go to court for the first time until next Thursday, and so I really can't comment about it at all.
Next Thursday. Did you spend a night in jail?
Yes, I did.
How was that?
It was not fun.
You would not recommend it to
No,
anyone?
I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. It's a silly thing to do, and it's when I say that, I'm speaking from past experiences, because I think if everybody knows, I was also charged with a DUI back in 2011, and which I spent a day and a night in jail, and so it was silly, and it was one of those things where. As far as this instance is concerned, the one thing I can say is I was probably in the wrong place at the wrong time. Mm-hmm. And that's about all I can say about it.
Okay. Were you fired from your job, or
yes.
were you okay?
Yes, I was fired.
So first they suspended you?
Yes, they did. The term is termination, I think, is what we're looking for. I was terminated. Yes, after I'd gotten out, excuse me, we spoke. For about 5 minutes, I gave my side of the story. I was told that I was suspended, and then the following Monday, I was terminated.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
Well, obviously, I'm upset about it. And to be honest with you, the thing that I am most upset about, Christine, is when the station went with the story. I have no problem with them putting a story on the air and of my arrest and putting it on Facebook. What I am most upset about is that no one called me to ask for my side of the story. I'm not sure what kind of comment I would have given, but I wasn't given the opportunity to even give a comment. And having sat in that newsroom for close to 7 years, knowing that when stories come out, our reporters are always told, and I stress it to the young reporters that come in, you've got to get both sides of the story. Mm-hmm. You can't just go out and convict a guy. It's not our job to convict someone. You need to get his side of the story. You need to get the prosecutor's side of the story. And for them to do that, I thought was a really big slap in the face. Mm-hmm. And it really hurt. And that's something I'll have trouble reconciling with.
Okay. Do you consider yourself a public figure? People in the media as celebrities and public figures?
Yeah, I don't think there's any way around that, especially someone who's been selected favorite news anchor for 3 years in a row. I mean, I couldn't deny that at all. The one thing I don't consider myself is a role model, and I kind of agree with Charles Barkley on this. I don't know if you know the story, but you do.
Yeah.
Those
hard-hitting Nike ads.
Yeah, I don't want anybody. I really don't want anybody, some kid out there to try to want to be the next Terry Chick. Be yourself. But public figure, yes, 100%.
But you can't pick that about the role model.
No, you can't.
That's not your decision.
No. And that was something that Charles Barkley said as well. He goes, but he did say, he said, kids, he was speaking directly to kids. He goes, look at your parents. That should be your first choice for a role model. Mm-hmm. Look at your teachers, not someone who's on TV.
Yeah. Well, do you think that public figures should be held to a higher standard or the same standard?
No, I think they should be held to the same standard.
Same standard?
Same standard, yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, Terry, right after this happened, and it was put on Facebook, and then the newspaper did a story as well, I read a lot of the comments. I was, obviously very curious about it, as many, many people were. And, what I just thought was, I gotta tell you, shocking to me, Terry, is the number of people that totally sympathized with you. You're a nice man. You're a wonderful man.
Thank you.
But I thought people were giving you a pass, and that disappointed me.
Well, why?
Because I think that we're all equal in this.
Okay.
And if of course, you haven't been convicted,
right.
But the information seemed to be fairly damaging.
Okay. Well, let me just put this out there. I'm not trying to diminish the accusation against me. Let me just ask this, and I'm sure a lot of those comments first when they came out, it was just like the first thing off the top of their head.
Yeah.
And I can see where some of them came from. But hypothetically, if I was charged and I am found guilty of a DUI, Does that make me less of a newsman? Does that make me unable to sit in front of a camera?
Welcome back on this Friday. This is Meet in the Middle. I'm Christine Brown. My guest today is Terry Chick. He is a former news anchor at KEPR TV for 7 years, and 3 years he had the distinction of the favorite news anchor in the Tri-Cities. So, you know what, I want to get back to, I want to talk a little bit more about counseling or that. Have you done any of that before for addiction?
Well, I mean, yes, back in 2011 when I had my first DUI, and I had to go to classes, and you know they're eye-opening classes, and you know right now I have an ankle bracelet on that I have to wear, which it's not home monitoring. It detects alcohol in your sweat, so you have to wear that 24/7. And actually, I had to go out and change my shampoo, my facial soap, my deodorant because it had alcohol in it, and they warn you.
Wow, let me see that. Let me see that.
They warn you about that.
Wow,
Yeah,
you're kidding. So
you have
and
to
it
wear
can
that.
detect. So you cannot have any
No,
alcohol.
no. I think it's a great thing that they do here in
Wow.
Washington with that. And then also, have the interlock ignition on. And one of the things with the bracelet that they tell you is that in the legal limit is .08. And I don't know if it's propaganda or not for this company that has the bracelet, but they say that it will detect .02. So that's like a couple of sips of wine, and it's going to be able to detect it. And but back in 2011, when I did this, I had to go to classes, and they're extremely eye-opening. And the state of Washington has taken a very hard approach on drinking and driving, and I applaud them for that wholeheartedly.
Let's add this caller to our conversation. Hi, you're on the air. Hello. Oh, changed their mind at the last minute. All right. You have mentioned your fiance. Her name is Leanne.
Leanne Miller,
several
yes.
times, and she died. Correct?
Yes, she died extremely unexpectedly. I'm going to try not to cry here. It was, we met, I like to say the old-fashioned way, we met in a bar. We met, and I saw her from behind, and I go, well, if the front looks as good as the behind, then this could be something. So I managed to go up, and she was actually out with another gentleman, and but she had told him that he was going to be her escort, and she was going to dance. And she danced all night with everybody, and what an incredible dancer! What a beautiful woman! And you can't share this on TV, on radio, Christine, but I will show her a picture to you. I don't think you've ever met her, so.
I did not meet her,
No,
but I've seen her picture.
Oh, have you? Okay.
She's a very, very attractive woman.
Very beautiful woman, and
Yes.
all night long I'm trying to work up the courage to dance with her. And finally asked her, I knew there would be one slow dance at the end of the night, and there was, and I asked her to dance. Long story short, that dance led to a phone call, led to a meeting, and we met the first, I guess, legitimate date. And we spoke for like 2 hours, and we found out she was from South Carolina as well. We both actually attended the University of South Carolina. We're 8 years apart, or 7 years apart, in age difference. But we had so much in common. She was married for 29 years with 2 kids. I was married for 30 years with 2 kids. We liked the same kind of movies. She actually liked my stupid sense of humor. And, she was the love of my life. And we bought a house together. And the reason we were engaged is simply because at my age, I had trouble with her introducing me as her boyfriend. It's like, I'm 60 years old, or 58 years old. It's just kind of tough being a boyfriend, or me calling her my girlfriend.
Yes.
And so we agreed for the engagement. Would we have ever gotten married? I don't know. Neither one of us were looking for anybody else. But last October, she had a blood clot, went from her left leg, went directly to her heart. And you want to talk about something rock bottom? When it comes to this DUI charge, or this, or Leanne, that's rock bottom. The DUI I consider a bump in the road. She collapsed in our kitchen in the morning. I rushed out and flipped her over, and she had a knot on the side of her head, about the size of a golf ball, to which I knew that she hadn't tried to break her fall or anything. I serious. She was already turning purple. I started CPR, called 911. They arrived within 3.5 minutes, but by then it was too late. And so to have the person that you love more than life yourself, you know,
Yeah.
die in your arms, that's tough.
That's very tough.
That's tough, yeah.
Very tough. I'm sorry for you too.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody that, you know, their kind words and thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, they had met her, you know, they would love her instantly. All right. First of all, my initial contemplation of things is that I do want to remain in the Tri-Cities. I've made a home here, built a home, made great friends. You know, I'm in the twilight of my life, I guess you could say, and I hate to move. You know, as I told Christine earlier in the show, I've moved around enough. I don't want to move across the street. Just packing boxes is a pain in the butt. And so I would love to stay here. I've got a court case and I've got a personal stake in this thing that I have to take care of. That may take 6 months. So we'll see where that lies. Now, as far as, you know, what will happen in the future, I would love to remain in broadcasting. Would love to remain in TV. I mean, it's all I've ever done. I think I told you, Christine, when we were off the air,
Yeah.
I have to hire someone to screw in a light bulb. I have no other skills. But I have no trouble getting in front of a TV camera and doing the news or sports or whatever. I really enjoy that. I've always told people that I never got up in the morning and did not want to go to work. I may have wanted to play golf, or may have wanted to go to the beach, or may have wanted to go to the mountains, but it wasn't like I don't want to go to work instead. Because, you know this. I mean, you were in the business for such a long time. It's different every day. It's not like you're working on an assembly line, or you're looking at a flow chart or something like that. It's something every day, and it's different, and I just enjoy doing it. I love telling stories. I love learning. I mean, I learn something every day.
Something new every day. That's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, I'm 62, or will be 62, and I learn something every new. Learn something new every day going in and doing it. So I'm hoping that I can do that. Will I be blacklisted? Yeah, there's a good chance of that.
Yeah.
There really is, just because of that's the way the business is.
Yeah. Well, you have an interesting story.
Why haven't I started it? It's I have actually gone to a couple of AA meetings already. I have a problem with AA. I know what my problem is. It's a problem that I have to overcome and I have to beat. I just have problems. I have a problem listening to other people's problems. I understand. I understand where they're coming from, because I'm there.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. It's tough to sit around for an hour and listen to 12 other people talk about it.
Bite the bullet.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
I know.
You could be a major poster child for this kind of recovery, and that is the role.
Thank you.
That's the role that you have been given for whatever reason. So take it, Terry.
Okay.
Run with it.
Yeah.
Would I hire him? I don't know. If we could make this whole, like I just said, poster child, and make it so that it's a big story about recovery, then I think there's a possibility. But I do have to say, I would have fired you in no uncertain terms whatsoever.
I understand that.
So, wow, these are all really tough things. But Terry, I wish you the best.
No, thank you, Christine.
I absolutely wish you the best, and it was really, really interesting for you to come and share these thoughts with us today, because I think we probably have had a chance to affect some other people.
Yeah.
And again, that's what our role is,
Well,
isn't
thank
it?
you. Thank you. It is, and thank you for letting me have this opportunity. I think you knew beforehand. I'm a pretty honest guy. I'm a pretty blunt guy.
Very
pretty
blunt.
Much, and there's a lot of people who don't like me because of that, but I try not to sweat the small things. I always believe in, my mantra has always been to worry about the things you can control, and don't waste your time worrying about the other things.
Well, keep in touch with us, because we want to know what
Thank you.
happens to you, and I hope you can stay here in the Tri-Cities.
All right.
All right.